accountable to it. See, many of us, we don't write stuff down, and nobody can hold us accountable to it. When I go to my house right now, I got on my mirror, I got everything that I want to accomplish this year. I got it on one of those little dry erase markers that you can wipe off the cars. So maybe I don't see myself real good in my mirror, but I remember every day what I'm charged to do. And I know exactly how much of it I got done, and I know exactly how much of it I still have left to do. Why? Because then I can stay focused. So when I see things that's going to take me off that, I learn to kick. We learn to, I didn't give y'all the second one, push. And this is coast. So we kick, push, and we coast. Because when you do the first two right, the last part is easy. See, the first part is you already got to Fayetteville State, and somebody told you you shouldn't go to college. Why? Because you can make more money and not even be in college. And is that true? Absolutely. However, when you push through that and you start coasting and all the rest of them, all of a sudden the plant closed up, Kelly Tires ain't allowing them to have tires no more, you know you have multiple skill sets. You know people. You know how to get with people. You know how to do things. You're an entrepreneur. You make your own way. While they waiting for what? The bird, somebody else to drop another nugget in their mouth. Now, last time the manna fell from heaven was in the Bible. I don't see it fall bread falling from the sky no more. You have to go out here and you have to earn your own way. Nobody's giving you anything. But we talk about push. Because you won't get to a point in your life where you can actually coast. But you have to get to that point. So I'm going to, I have one of my friends. I don't know how many of you all are into hip-hop, but how many of y'all know this guy? Lupe Finazzo? Nobody? Yes? No? Come on, man. Y'all know Lupe. Beer, liquor, and whatever the name down for us. Right? He's going to help me do this part right here. I want to talk to you a little bit about it. The meat of my lecture. Let me see if I can get my, come on up here. So, I know you probably ain't never seen a video quite like this one before. But this right here is going to actually help us to write your plan. Because you ain't going to do on that piece of paper I gave you, you're going to realize today some of the things that you need to kick. And also today you're going to realize some of the things you need to push. And you're going to realize some of the things today that's going to help you coast. And you're going to take these things and you're going to go home and you're going to think about them more. And you're going to transfer them and you're going to buy you a notebook, and you're going to write that thing down. Why? So now it's accountable to you. I know anybody who is great, they all have journals. Do you write it down? You know, me as a mathematician, I hate writing everything down. I'm not a words person. I'm a math guy. I do it in my head. That's what we do. But until I got to the point I started writing stuff down, that's when things started changing for me. Because when I go back and I look, I said I was going to do this. See, my wife tells me all the time, she said, you might have said it in your head, but you didn't say it verbally. Because, see, a lot of us, we got so much on us, we carry so much, we don't realize until that point that we do so much and don't even realize how much we do. Let me get a volunteer up here. Please, somebody. Come on. You look like you ready. Come on. Come on. How many of these you think you can hold?
How many?
Yeah.
Half.
See, this is you and I sometimes. You and I, what you have to realize is this. We are finite beings. Meaning that we have a beginning and we have an end. Okay? And since we have a beginning and an end, there's not but so much we can carry. But what we do is sometimes, because we carry all the weights of our community, we forget how to kick. And what happens is people put more on you. It's like, you did okay. Big quick. More on you. Well, we pay for you to go to college. I understand that, but they put more on you. Well, you know, such and such got to get her rent paid. You make a lot of money. But I got a lot of taxes too. And I got student loans too. And they put more on you. And you get to the point, you get this, and you just keep going. And next thing you know, we see you on the 5 o'clock news, and you didn't lost your mind today. You just we laugh, but that's what some of your lives look like right now. And then you wonder, why can't you do anything? There's no order to this. This is what planning does for you. It gives you order. It gives you structure. We plan everything else. Why haven't you planned your path to success? How are you going to know when you get there if you're not planning? There's a map to everything. Now, it may take you longer in some places than others. However, there is a way to get there, but you don't know that until you've planned the way. Now, to sit here saying that your plan is not going to need revision, because everybody, it was not in my plan to go to graduate school and stay there for 10 years. But I still was finished by the time I was 33. I'm still a young man by most accounts. I've already been in this game almost 15 years. When the others just started, how did I get there? Well, a lot of prayer, a lot of blessings from other people, but also some planning and some effort. There was some kicking and there was some pushing. So and sometimes in your life, you have to realize, you know what? I understand this. However, I cannot help you until my capacity gets bigger. So you kick those things out of your life. Now, there are some things you just going to have to sit down and strategically make a plan. What can I carry and what can I not carry? So you get to the point that what? I grow in capacity. This is a capacity building place for you. When I was at Elizabeth City State University, I was SGA president. Okay? I ain't never been in any of that stuff. I got the idea I was going to run as a sophomore. Now, y'all know how it is with sophomores on campus. Y'all kind of look at them like they just skipped, right? Because it's the in-between phase. But for some reason, I got to think, I'm going to run. And you know what I did? I ran. And all of a sudden, other people believed in me. The biggest confidence builder of my life. And you know what? I won! To the amazement of everybody, including my fraternity brothers, who didn't even support me. Because see, what you got to realize, the people next to you, sometimes they got to be kicked too. Because they're not on board with the dream. I think Steve Harvey said it like this: if they got a leg out the wagon pushing it up the hill, they need to get out. Because I don't have any time for freeloaders. So, of course it's easy to get on after it's all said and done. I forgive you, we go on. Because you didn't know, but I knew. You got to know. They don't know, but you knew. You don't think Donald Trump, he believed in himself. He pulled off the biggest, what we would call upset of miracle all the time. But you don't think he didn't believe in himself? Why would he spend billions of dollars if he didn't? It starts with you. I'm not going to believe in you if you don't believe in you. So I ran and I got it. What happened? A whole new door opened up to me. I saw the university from a different point of view. I got to go to board meetings. So this is that push phase. So as I push, what happened is, because they understood that I was a little naive student, I didn't know. So I didn't know any better. So when I went to these cocktail parties, I went to the biggest person in the room. And I started asking questions that they wouldn't dare ask. See, sometimes you got to have that childlike mentality, right? Because, see, children don't know it, but I got a daughter, she'll jump off the bed. And be like, no, we don't want to jump off the bed because we worried about you maybe breaking your leg or breaking your ankle, right? But she'll jump, get up off of it, bounce, and say, let's do it again. And that's how I was. So when Dr. Molly Broad was right here, who was the president of the UNC system, I'm sitting over here, and I'm hitting her like this, and I'm asking her these questions, and people looking at me like, boy, do you not have any sense of what you're doing? I'm expanding my capacity. Because, see, when I know more, I can do more. And when I can do more, I can carry all of this. You got time. Because what happens is, over time, people come along to help you. Because they believe in what it is that you're trying to do. People just don't help you because they like you. They help you because they believe in your mission. You might want to write that down. I don't help you because I like you. I ain't gotta like you. But if you for what I'm for, I'm so much for that I'm against everything else. How you think he got to be president, y'all? Was the lady qualified? No doubt about it. Clearly. Probably one of the most qualified persons in history. Had been the first lady, had been in the White House, had been a senator, been around all this stuff about almost 30 years. And you lose to somebody who has nothing? It was about the mission. It's about the mission. I ain't got to like you, but I like your mission. So what you have to find out is, what is your mission? Let me let you sit there, because I don't get preachy on these folks. What is your mission? And we're going to talk about it. And Lupe is going to help me out with that, y'all. Can y'all hear it out there? That beat going to drop it in there. Wish I could get it loud.
dedicate this one right here to all my homies out there grinding. You know what I'm saying?
All right. First part of that. Grinding. What I want to know is, what is your grind, y'all? What's your grind? What's your work? More specifically, who do you grind for? For you or those around you? If you're only grinding for you, you won't be grinding very long. If you're grinding for the cause, you'll get help. I'm trying to tell you things that took me a long time to learn. Because it's not about you, it's about the cause. And if you're for the cause, then people will help you along the way. So is it your grind and dream, are they one and the same? You see, the grind is the work. The dream is the end part, right? It's what I want to get, it's what I want to do. So when I'm doing the work and the dream have to coincide. So what I want, I need to find what work coincides with this. What work can I engross in this? Why? So I have the passion. Because see, when I do my dreams, I have passion. The reason I'm so passionate, y'all, because I like what I do. And I have to get paid pretty well for it. That's a bonus. You know, don't tell Chancellor Anderson this, but he don't have to pay me, y'all. I was coming for free. But I like getting paid. Because I enjoy what I do. This is not work to me. This is career. I will talk to you all day for free. But I do like getting paid, y'all. So anybody who's watching this on Facebook, whatever I do, you want to invite me, I do like getting paid. But however, this is what? Because this is my passion. This is my work. And along doing this work, you don't look for it. This stuff comes. See, I spent so many years and I lost so much time looking for the money. And that's what we did. You know, when I first got to Elizabeth City State, I went in there and said, what major make the most money? Right then, it was computer science. You know what I wanted to be? I'm a computer science major. And I was miserable. I learned a lot, met some cool people. And it was to one day somebody walked in and said, and he had, this Dr. Houston asked me, he said, Eley, he said, you're a computer science major, right? I said, yeah. And math came easy to me. Math was a coast. Right? So I coasted math. So he came to me, he said, well, you ever consider being math? He said, because a mathematician is a computer scientist by default. Word? And I switched over to math, and I never looked back since. And I tell everybody that story where I go, because it changed the whole trajectory of my life. So why are you fighting? You're fighting yourself in this major, and you really don't even like it because you're looking at the money. That's sociology that's rich. I know you're looking at, but they want to make that. No, it ain't about that, because you don't know who you're going to connect to. You don't know whose lives are going to be changed because of you. That's the point of being in an honors program, because you got to be a step above. W.E. Du Bois put it like this: the talented 10th. This is you. And we got to take care of the other 90. I'm sorry, that's how it is. But there are some fringe benefits into that, right? You do get to live a certain thing. You do get to do certain stuff. Where everybody else is working 40 hours a week. Maybe you work 2 days a week. But you work so hard doing those 2 days a week that you outwork anybody who was working 40 anyway. See, that's what you're grinding about. I didn't sleep for 2 days. Because I was somewhere grinding. Because I got a dream. And my dream is going to coincide with what it is that I want to do. But you know what? I didn't sleep for 2 days, but I might sleep the next 3 days. Do you see what I'm saying? Depends on your work ethic and your work habit. Let me keep going here. Come on, Lupe, help me out the rest of the
Illegally. You know what I'm talking about? So, check it out. First got it when he was 6, didn't know any tricks. Matter of fact, first time he got on it, he slipped, landed on his hip, then busted his lip. For a week, he had to talk with a list.
How many of you actually failed the first time you tried? Can you imagine getting on the skateboard that you never got on before? You saw everybody else doing it, they made it look so easy, and you get on it, and you start riding, you go fast as you can, and smack! It's usually what happens to us. This is when you apply for that job that you know you was qualified for, and it seemed like they gave it to somebody else because they were connected. Smack! This is when you go to that class and you know you're giving your best effort and it didn't work out. It happens. What are you going to do? That's what I want to know. As we said in the streets, are you going to barbecue or are you going to mildew? See, it's going to be a test of your faith. It's going to be a test of your character, your fortitude. That's why you got to pick something that you in it for the mission, not you. Because it's what so much larger than you, because you'll quit on you. We have people killing themselves every day. They quit on themselves. I get, you know, we have all these other things, but essentially that's what it ends up boiling down to at the end of the day. I quit on me. Because I didn't think I was important enough to the mission. Some of you call it purpose. That's what your preacher probably call it, right? And when you find your purpose, you finally fit in, you go in and you don't worry about the rest of this stuff. Because these things, what? They work themselves out. So let's talk about, why do you want to quit? What keeps you from quitting? Come on, Lupe, help me out someone.
Like this. Now we can end the story right here. But shorty didn't quit, there was something in the air. Yeah, he said it was something so appealing. He couldn't fight the feeling, something about it. He knew he couldn't get.
How do you got that one thing, you know it, just something about it, no matter what you do, you can't get away from it. See, for me, that was teaching. I remember when I was a little boy, I told him I wanted to be an astronaut, and I watched the Challenger in 1986 in my 3rd grade classroom, and I saw it blow up on live TV. So, no, I'm not going to be an astronaut. First time I ever watched it, they showed it to us in school. I was young enough, I saw it in TV. They showed it to us in school. And I saw it blow up on live TV. Oh, that ain't for me. But for some reason, I used to tell people I wanted to be a professor. See, that's why I tell you, you got to write this stuff down, right? I used to tell people I wanted to be a professor. I never really knew what that meant. I thought it sounded cool at the time. And I used to say real dumb stuff to me. Now I look at it like, I want to be a professional student. But sometimes these things are what self-fulfilling prophecies, because I was probably a professional student. In my mind, I am, because I never leave the institution of learning. I choose to work at a HBCU. I choose to be at FSU. I can be other places, but I choose to be here because I choose to inspire people that look like you. I ain't worried about the money. I got businesses for the money. But I'm in it for the mission. You got to be in it for the mission. And all these things will come to you. So what is it about? You find it when you get to that point, and there's something about it. No matter what you do, you cannot get away from it. So I go to school, and I go to NC State, and I get my first degree in applied mathematics. I think I'm big stuff. Everybody else leaving making $60,000, $70,000 working for NSA, going to Lincoln Bell Laboratories, and I apply, and I don't get none of it. I end up going home and go teach at the middle school. Smack. And I'm like, I'm coming back to make $25,000, and here I am with an applied mathematics degree doing things that nobody else can even dream of. Stabilizing airplanes on computers and all this kind of stuff. Wanted to fly Learjets because my minor was aviation. But I'm sitting back home in my neighborhood, across the street from my parents. I didn't move back to them, but I got an apartment across the street from them because well, it's easier to eat, right? They want to take care of the firstborn. So I took advantage of that. But in that school, I started to learn. My whole thing about life started to change. Because I saw how these little kids looked up to me. And how I was sometimes that was their hero. And I was sometimes the only person, male, that someone was singing. I'll never forget it, and it always impressed me. And I remember 2 little boys I took, we went to go see Spider-Man. It was nothing to me at the time, but now if I think about it in hindsight, it was everything to me. And how even to this day, as they grown men now, they remind me, how do you remember when you took us to go see Spider-Man? Because nobody ever probably took them to the movies before. They never left their little town in Henderson and went somewhere else. It's the little things that add to life. I couldn't get away from it, so I kept coming back to it. Come on, Lupe, help me some more. Come on, bro.
Couldn't understand it.
Have you ever been in that situation when you feel rejected? You are the square peg trying to get into the round hole. That's for a reason. Because you don't fit. You just there for the experience. Stop trying to fit. See, I spent so much of my time trying to fit. So yeah, I joined the frat, and now I'm an alpha, and I'm this, and I'm that. And even though I was all that, I still couldn't dance. I couldn't sing. I was just the somewhat smart guy, and I don't even think I was that smart. I just worked hard at it. But I didn't fit. Many of you don't fit. It's okay. Because you know what the reason why most of you don't fit? Because you're the cornerstone. They build around you, baby. They build around you. You're not supposed to fit. If you fit in that mold down, you become what? One of them. But when you're the chief cornerstone, they build around you. I know I'm an anomaly. Every single day I look at and say, Peter, you're an anomaly. You're going to do something great today. Somebody's life is going to be changed because of you today. And somebody's life is going to be changed because of you each and every day. That's why I need you to stay where you are and do what you need to do, but just expand your capacity. Expand your ability to do more and know more and be in position. Because everybody can't be like everybody else. You must be you. Be you. See, somebody told me this one time, said, when you go in there and you try to mold yourself like somebody else, you become them. And now you're not you. So be you. Because you know what? Nobody's going to beat you at being you. So I know I'm the best. Why? Because ain't nobody else going to be better at being Peter Eley than Peter Eley. Let's go on.
It's just the first kick flip, you landed. Labeled a misfit, abandoned. His neighbors couldn't stand it, so he was banished to the park. Started in the morning, one stopped after dark. Yeah, when they said it's getting late here, so.
See, you got to do it when everybody else tells you, you know what? Why is he still blowing that saxophone? Well, you know that saxophone got me a scholarship. I know the neighbor down the street, like they hear me blowing out there, and it didn't sound good. When you out there, you know, when I was playing basketball, you know that basketball got me a scholarship. Beating that ball against the ground out there in the dark, couldn't see the goal. We turned a little light on at the house, and you put the little thing on the back so it can shine over there with the kite mouth and everything. I don't regret those times. Those are the times where I was getting better. See, in my house, I was the oldest of 5. I grew up in a mobile home. So, you know, we were technically, I guess what they call trailer park trash, but we were black, right? So I didn't live in Section 8. We would never own that, fortunately, but it was 5 of us, right? So my best place to do my study was in the toilet. That throne was my desk. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? So many nights I sit up and I teach that stuff to myself, because that was the only place I knew I could go in my house and nobody would bother me. My mama wouldn't ask me to do something, my sister wouldn't be talking about this, my brother wouldn't be this, and the TV wouldn't be distracted. And me and that math book were married together on that toilet. You gotta be devoted to it. You gotta be devoted. You gotta be willing to, as Ivana said, do your work. It ain't gonna come. You gotta do your part. You gotta be pounding. You gotta be plowing. You gotta do your part. And when you out there doing your part, when you're doing your part, opportunity will come meet you at the gate. But see, many of us want opportunity and we want all the rest of it, but we want it without doing our part. You think about it, when you're born with everything that you're already gonna have. All we see now is a manifestation of what's already there. How do you develop it? People ask me all the time, man, I want to be big like you. I just want to go in there and lift that weight like I did. Don't be jealous. Go in there and do the work. And don't take the shortcuts. If you take the shortcuts, you don't keep it long, right? Now, being over 6 feet, now that was a blessing. Some things are just talent, right? There's a couple of them that you have. You know, whether you can sing and you can write, or you see things visually, or you're able to calculate numbers in your head. You have the talent. That's your advantage. But trust me, you got some disadvantages in some other areas in your life. And it all balances out. Just because I have this, I look at LeBron and say, man, he's 6'8", he this and this. But you know what, I look at LeBron, I know he can't calculate like I can. So he's blessed in that area, and we all get to see his blessing. I'm blessed in this area, and you get to see mine. And at some point, we need each other. I need him to entertain me, and at some point, he might need me to count his money. It all works out. I'm going to get my cut, he's going to get his. We all got our place. Let's keep going. Got to be persistent.
A young man, there's no skating here, so we kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. And away road, just a rebel to the world with no place to go. That's where we kick, push, kick, push, coast. So come and skate with me, just a rebel looking for a place to be. So let's kick, and push, and coast.
That's all I know about kicking sometimes.
My man got a little older, became a better roller. Yeah, no helmet, hell bent on killing himself, is what his mama said. But he was feeling himself, got a little more.
How many of you got somebody back at home that's telling you, you know what you're doing, you're wasting your time. Wasting your time. See, Lupe was saying right here that, the boy, you got a little older, you got a little better, you start seeing things a little different, you start getting a little wiser, you start getting exposed to some stuff, then there's going to be that person who's going to come and they're going to tell you, why are you wasting your time? Why are you doing this? You know they don't like you. Who cares? They ain't never got to like me. Just pay me. All these things come. And what do? You kick them away. Kick, kick, kick. What are some things in your life you need to kick? Who are some people in your life you need to kick? Not for forever, but for a season. I'm not saying you ain't going to ever be friends with no more, but you might not need to be friends with them right now. Because what, they're pulling you down, and you need to kick them away. See, he kicked them away. You got to be sincere about what you do. People can tell when you're not sincere. Y'all know fake. Y'all know it. That's one thing I give your generation credit and props and all that stuff about. Y'all know fake. You know fake when you see it. Because y'all say keep it 100, keep it real. Right? You know fake. So don't you be fake. Because I can spot a fake go far away. Why? Because I've studied the real thing long enough to know what a fake looks like. See, when I want to go get a Rolex and I go look, I know if that hand ain't sweeping, I know that's a fake. Why? Because I studied the real one for a while. Right? I know there's certain characteristics about it. If I pull that Levi on the side and they got a crown, it's subject to be fake. If I open up the bed and they ain't got Rolex written in there, I know it's subject to be fake. Because see, that was you doing your work, so you understand and you realize fake. You understand and you realize people who are not sincere, who are not really there for you. Come on, Lupe, help me a little bit more.
Met his girlfriend, she was clapping in the crowd. Love is what was happening to him now. He said I would marry you.
Now, what did you do when others all of a sudden want to ride? Because what they're going to see, all of a sudden they're going to see you climbing. They're going to see things changing. They're going to see, you know what? Like, you about to make it, dog. What do? They attach themselves to you. And you're going to have to learn how to do what? Kick. Kick. See, I've learned, and I've even learned this even recently. Some people attach you not for what you have, but they want what you got. I mean, they want to be where you're going to be, so they want to ride on your coattail to get there. They want to ride your good name. They want to ride your credit. Mm-hmm. You know, but dog, this sound right here, dog. I'm going to get you, dog. Yeah, all right. I'm telling you, yeah, all right, because I've been there, done that. So you can't let everybody ride. You have to sit there. You have to process that. Process it. Don't make emotional decisions. You know, I used to have a bad habit, and I'm still working on it. Sometimes some first thing I do, because I'm so passionate and I'm so enthusiastic about everything I do, I get all upset. Right? Then I have to stop and I realize, you know what? Peter, it ain't that bad. Just stop, realize, and step away from it. Then when I come back, what I had made Mount Kilimanjaro was really an anthill. But because I was so much in my emotion, all I could see was red. How many of you done that before? Step back. No, that's a way. Hey, look, I understand what you want to do. I'm with you on that, but I'm doing this thing. This is called focus. This is how you stay focused. This is how you stay on your plan. Because, you know, I can tell somebody I don't need to do this. Why? Because I look at my plan. I need to kick these things. I need to push on these things. And these are things I can coast on. Because I have enough talent to carry me through here. This is what he's saying here. Then watch what happens though.
I'm engaged to these aerials and burials, and I don't think this board is strong enough to carry two. She said, bow, I weigh 120 pounds. Now, let me make one thing clear. I don't need to ride yours, I got mine right here. So she took him to a spot he didn't know.
See, everybody who does come in your life don't come to ride you. She said, I don't need your board, I got my own. Matter of fact, I'm about to take you somewhere you can't go. So that's why I said process. Don't be so quick to kick everybody out, but you got to find out what their MO is. What is their motivation? Are they in it to help you get to the next level? Because what you're going to find out after you leave here, it's going to be about connections and networks. Not so much what you know, but who you know. And then when you get in there, you're bound to know something. Did you see what I'm saying? And then you open up the same door and connection for somebody else. So what she's telling him here is simply, look, I don't even want to ride your board, because what he's doing is what he's processing it, right? You only weigh 120 pounds. I don't know if this boy can carry both of us. You have to process, can I carry somebody else? But then you'll find out, sometimes people, you know what, I don't want that. I just want somebody else who's like you want to do the same thing that I want to do. So I want us to connect and let's help push each other. Do you see what I'm saying? Everybody's not in it to ride sometimes. Sometimes some people are on it for the mission because they want what you want. And they're willing to go do the work to get in on their own too. This is how you make networks. So now what? You start out what? You got somebody who started out what? He was grinding, he got a skateboard, he's trying to learn how to ride, he's doing the best he can by himself, and then he gets a little bit better at it because there ain't so much that your own personal talent can take you. That's why you come to the university, so we can show you other stuff and other ways to look at things. And then after that point, you get here, you meet classmates, you meet teachers and professors, and now you make this new network. And you know what? I don't need you, but you know what? You want to do the same thing I want to do, so let me show you how to do this, honey. Let me show you how to do this, boy. Let me show you who to go talk to. Matter of fact, when you go over here to this school, tell him that I sent you, because he's one of mine, and I'm trying to tell him that you're going to be in the network, and we're going to look out for you if you're willing to come in here and do your part. That's how graduate school works. I never forget, guy calls NC State. We were playing North Carolina Central that night at basketball, and for some reason I had to be, geez, y'all. So I had to go back to the dorm. I went back to the dorm to use the bathroom, my phone ring. Just so happened, I go back to the dorm because I'm supposed to, the coach said me at the gym at I think it was like 5:30. I was on the way to the gym, but my stomach was hurting, so I went back to the room. True story, and I answered the phone. It was the NC State calling. He said, I was wondering if you're going to take this scholarship to come to graduate school for free. I said, sir, I'm waiting. I ain't even got in yet. He said, boy, if I'm telling you right now I'm offering your scholarship, don't you think you got in? I said, yes, sir, and I'll be there whenever you tell me to be there. And that's how I got in. Because somebody picked up the phone and said, you know what? His grades, he might not grade-wise be exactly what it is that you want on paper, but I know he got the guts that he's going to make it because he cares that much. So then when I got in there, I did everything not to let him down because it's about the mission. Because if I screw up, everybody behind me don't get an opportunity. Because they're going to be thinking, well, you know what? I remember the last time I took one of his students, he came over and he absolutely did nothing. So next time Dr. White picks up the phone, do you think they're going to listen to Dr. White? No, you just destroyed her credibility. It's not about you. So now when I pick up the phone and I called him and said, look, I got somebody from FSU that wants to come up here to go to school, I had that same credibility too now. So I need you to go up there and do what you're supposed to do so you don't destroy what? My credibility either. And you see how the network starts to build? No, I never forget when I got to the point when I got ready to work on my doctorate and I met my advisor and I told him, I said, well, I'm worried about getting in. He said, look, boy, this is exactly what he told me. He said, look, boy. And he was African American, but he said, look, boy, it works like this. Sometimes people will school you to the game and you better listen. He said, it works like this. We're going to get in that room. And they're going to ask me, do I want to work with somebody? And I'm going to tell them I want to work with you, and it's done. If I don't work with you, you're not going to get in. There ain't nobody else going to work with you. I said, okay, and I shut my mouth, and I put my little tail between my legs, and I walked away. Learn when to shut up. And I'm an example that what it went, and I did my part. So watch what happens here next.
Someone in the parking lot, she said, I don't.
So remember I was telling you that sometimes you get exposed to things you can't get yourself.
I'm sorry, there's no skating here, so they kick, push,
Right? It's about kicking pushes and so.
And the way they roll, just lovers intertwined with no place to go, and so they kick, push, coast. So come and skate with me, just a rebel, looking for a place to be, so let's kick, and push. Yeah, before he knew he had a crew, there wasn't no punk, and they spit fire shirts and SB dunks, they would push till they couldn't skate no more.
Then all of a sudden, now you have this group of misfits, right? One person leads to what? Another person. And another person leads to what? Another person. Remember in the beginning, you didn't fit in nowhere. You were by yourself. You were the square. But all of a sudden, a square gets with another square, because there's somebody else out there like you. Don't think you by yourself. There is somebody else out there exactly like you that feel the same way that you do. It's just a matter of time for you to both of you connect. And then what happens is you know people that person don't know. They know people you don't know, just like on Facebook and social media. And what happens? Then you connect some more, and you connect some more. And next thing you know, now you got a whole group of misfits. They got their own group, and they feel just fine, just together, don't they? We don't need nobody. Y'all remember when you was in high school, you saw that one little group, the nerdy group, that was the one that was always playing with like the Pokemon cards. You be looking at them like all crazy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I taught school. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Or the one that's over there, they just always, then you got everybody makes their own little group. They find their kind. So don't try to fit yourself in anything. Your kind is gonna come. If not, you make the group. And why is the group important? What did he say? They push each other. Because they all want the same thing. And since they all want the same thing, what we realize, you know what happens is now we in the group and I'm like, look, man, you keep doing this, you and your why? Look at you see that right there? That's not failed than I did. So now we protect each other. You know when I got to graduate school, you know what it was? When we got to the little group and you know what they told us? Do not take this professor. Once you get a part of the group, you got to contribute something to the group, but they'll tell you. Take this professor. Y'all do it right now anyway. Y'all do. It doesn't stop. It's the same thing. And these things were get built. And what? You didn't change who you were. All you did was what? Continue to build capacity at where you were. And you get to the point that you get a new group.
This building lobbies wasn't safe no more. And it wasn't like they wasn't getting chased no more. Just the freedom was better than breathing, they said.
That freedom. What when you find that true freedom? When you know you finally found your group. You ever been there? Keep living, as my dad would say. You're going to get there. See, this right here is freedom for me. I got in here, and I'm not all the way there, but I feel the freedom. I get to come up here and talk and spend my afternoon to talk to you all and to inspire you all to look at things a little differently. You can get there. It's a freedom that's unparalleled. I promise you. You remember this talk on November 11, 2016, when Dr. Eley said, you'll know it when you get there. You'll know it. You wouldn't know it because you would do it where it'd be thoughtless. So now they have this group. They ain't worried about fitting in no more. They got their own group and they do their own thing and they make their own rules. Because they got a seat at the table. You want to get a seat at the table. And I'm almost done.
Escape route they used to escape out. When things got crazy, they needed to break out. They had to any place with stairs. Any good grinds, the world was theirs. And they four wheels would take them there until the cops came and said there's no skating here.
So, at some point in life, you get this thing called a group. And that's when you start coasting. All that kicking you were doing, you don't have to do it no more. All that pushing you were doing, you get to a certain point, in certain times in your life, you don't have to push no more, and you can coast for a while. You can coast. So if you notice what he said? He said they get to a point, he said now they're at the point that they have so much freedom, they would just go find other places that had stairs would work. And you know what, when things got tight, they know they had four wheels. When things get tight, you know what you know, and you know what you can do that nobody else can do, and you know that you do it better than anybody else. So when everybody else talking about they ain't got a job, and everybody else worried about this, you ain't worried about it. You just coast. See, when everybody works, oh, Donald Trump going to do this and he going to do that. I don't care what he does, because I'm coasting. Because I positioned myself so I could coast. This is what you're doing. Yes, it seems like you're the only one doing it right now. But I tell you right now, there's a lot of people I went to high school with, there's some people I went to undergrad with that wish they were in a position that I am right now. I promise you they do. And it don't mean my life is perfect. No, I can't, it rains on me too. But I'm in a better position to get right now, right? Because I'm not at the bottom of it where it's flooded. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm at a place that if I'm getting wet, I ain't getting flooded. And it's still what encompassing upon me that those who are getting flooded to see if I can help them. And if they don't want to go, I don't spend all my time doing it. That's the difference. Don't spend all your time doing it. Then you extend the hand and you're trying to help, they want to come, great. If they don't spend all your time. I've seen people get pulled down because they spend so much time trying to pull somebody up. Be careful of that. There's a balance on that. Balance.
Push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. And the way they roll, just rebels without a cause, with no place to go, and so they kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. So come and roll with me, just a rebel, looking for a place to be, so let's kick.
What's the question? How devout are you about what it is you want to do? If the question is not, you're not all in, you need to find something else. You got to be all in. See, I'm convinced. You know why I like LeBron? Not besides he's a fantastic player. But I like LeBron because he's devout. He's committed to his craft. But you know, remember we was talking about a little bit earlier in this talk that you have sometimes you have that thing you just cannot get away from. LeBron went to Miami. Had great success in Miami. Everything says what? Keep your butt in Miami. You got two other great players playing with you. You in the best weather in the nation. People absolutely love you here. They were hating you at home. They talked about you at home. You kept losing at home. But what was it about Cleveland? They have jobs. Even the owner called me out in the paper. Y'all remember that? The owner, the one who signed the check, he called me everything but a child of God in the paper. Yet the caller that was so strong, what did he do? Despite all that, I'm so committed to Cleveland. I'm so committed to northeastern United States. I'm so committed to Ohio. I don't even care. That's when you know you're committed. That's why I admire LeBron on that. You know how much guts it took to do that? It wasn't about the money. Because he actually got paid less, remember? And now the money coming now. Because if you can win in Cleveland, you can win anywhere, right? Do you see what I'm saying? You got to follow that passion. You got to follow that love. Why? Because when you have that love, it doesn't even matter. It ain't about the money. It's if I can win here. If you can graduate from FSU and go be the president of the United States. If you can graduate from FSU and start the next 45, I look at Mr. Perkins all the time. He's somebody to admire, y'all. He's one of y'all. He sat right here with y'all, man, a millionaire. And just as humble as he want to be. He might be watching now. He's a friend of mine. He was a football player. He was a cute. He was probably right here hopping on the yard. But he had a passion for food, is what he tells me. And he turned his passion for food into a business. That gets him paid. And he's probably one of the biggest donors to this university. And if truth be told, you probably got some of his scholarship money. That's paying your tuition right now. And I don't even think he's 40 years old. If he is, he just turned 40. Why not you? Why can't you be the next one? Because you got to be committed to it. You got to be committed to it. Last thing, and I'm done. I've blessed y'all time enough. Y'all have been a wonderful audience. Let me talk to you about PSD. This is something I live by. What is PSD? PSD is simply this. Persistence. I live a life of consistency. Y'all, I'm not the best. I'm not the best looking. I'm not the fastest runner. I'm not the strongest. I'm not the best. I'm not even the best professor on this campus. However, you know what? Nobody's going to outwork me. Nobody's going to outwork me. If I want to do it, you can go over there in Butler and you'll find the light on at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. Because if I'm here and I want to do it, you ain't going to outwork me. Because you know what? I control how much I work. What kind of ethic do you have? What kind of work ethic do you have? People see your work ethic. They see how hard you work. They see how smart you work. People, you'll be surprised who's watching. You will be surprised who's watching. What kind of effort do you have? Do you give up? No, I can't leave here and not put it in, but the Bible puts it like this. It said, the race is not given to the swift or the strong. You ain't got to be all of that. Just don't quit. You just got to keep going. Life is a marathon. When you look at a marathon, they don't care what number they finish in. All they do is say, did you finish? Yeah, it took me 8 hours, but dude, you finished. I don't see nobody else out here running 26 miles. Do you? No. So at the end of the day, if you finish, you already won. Just finish. Can't give up. It's got to be persistent. You got to be sincere. I see so many phonies around here, it's ridiculous. Wannabes, we call them fakes. Don't be phony. People can see that. Now, does me being so sincere sometimes get my feelings trampled on? Oh, you bet it does. Because sometimes I might be too real, right? And you learn times of when you can say certain things and when you can't. And I'm still trying to adjust to learn that. That's a lifetime thing, right? Because you never know who you're dealing with. But generally, I like working with people that I believe is really in it for the real thing. And I always, I get on my head. And I tell myself, I say, you expensive, man. But you know what? I genuinely believe that he's there to make sure that my people. He ain't there just for y'all. He ain't there for this. He ain't there for that. And I know sometimes on black business, we have to pay surcharges on stuff. It's just how it is. Until we can get to a position, let me clarify what I mean by surcharges. If I can get this for $5, they might charge it to me for $8. So at the end of the day, he might be making the same money this guy is making, but I had to pay more. Why? Because he had to pay more for it in the beginning. Because it's just how things are right now. And that's things that we're working on to what? To change. But you got to be sincere. I'll work with people that I think I can trust. See, every snake you see is not a bad snake. But we always tell people what? It's a snake. Kill it. You see what I'm saying? So I say this, and I'll be careful how I say this, but I'm going to say it. Everybody white was not bad. Matter of fact, most of them were good to me. Matter of fact, overwhelmingly, most of them are good to me. It's the ones that look like me was the ones I thought were the real vipers. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to what? Judge everybody according to how they treat you. Yes, because they might treat them like dog crap. They might treat me like a queen. Or I don't know, not queen, a king. Right? So somebody will tell me, you know what, don't work with them because they this and that. No, sometimes I'm just that person. I hear you. I'm cautious, but I still got to see. Because they might treat you like that because they just don't like you. They might treat you like that because your work ethic sucks. I never forget when I got a job one time and I went to apply and I told them who the boss was and they said, oh yeah, I know that person. And that person, oh yeah, they're going to micromanage and all this and that. And I was like, oh God, but I really want this job. But I took the risk and went on that job and I actually told this person, I said, after about a year, I said, they told me you were going to be micromanaging this and that. And they said, oh yeah, who told you that? And I was like, yeah, I told them. And they was like, oh, that's because they didn't do nothing. They didn't work. See, you got to... Sometimes you're going to find out you can't trust everything everybody says because everybody ain't you. I know what I can do. I know what I'm going to do. I can't control what everybody else around me does. So that person treated me differently and to this day continue to treat me differently. And we work differently. We work great together. The same way somebody else said that they did not work with. Because you don't have my work ethic. I control what I do. Last one here. Gotta be devout. You got to be committed to it. You got to be, as they say in Cleveland, what? All in. You got to be all in. Because there is no plan B. No, people, well, if this don't work out, this is plan B. Well, if you put more time probably in plan A, you wouldn't have to worry about plan B. But you also must be what? Realistic. Be realistic. See, one of the faults, and I'll share my fault, one of the faults I do for myself is I actually expect sometimes maybe too much too soon. You know, I'm not 40 years old, and I've been in this thing almost 15 years already, right? There's some other things I think I should have already done by now. And then somebody else will look at me and say, oh my God, if you did that in a career, that was enough. But it was not enough for me because I know I have a vision. I have it written down that said I'm not there yet. So be careful. Don't be your own worst enemy. You know, the Bible puts it like this, and it says this, and it says, lay aside every weight, right? But sometimes I put the weights on myself. He put no more on you than you can bear, right? Well, you know what? He won't put no more on you, but I put them on myself. So every time he takes them off, I put it back on. I want this. Yeah, because I want to do that. So be careful. Don't self-sabotage. A lot of us live in we self-sabotage. You know, he took the weight off, or the situation is gone, and what do? I go pick it back up. That person decided, you know, they're going to just leave me alone and be out of my life, and here I go, I'm going to inbox them just to see what they're doing, what they're thinking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They got you out of it, you out of the way. Why are you jumping back in it? Well, you know what? They did this over there. You know, I'm going back over there one more time. And that might be the last time you get to go. So don't self-sabotage. So finally, I hope today there was something that I said that made you think about things a little differently. Hopefully, you know, I wasn't too pointed. Hopefully, Lupe helped you out a little bit. Maybe you'll go back and look at that video a little differently now. You know, all hip-hop ain't bad hip-hop in my opinion. You know, there's some stories in there. There's some lessons to be learned. I think actually he did quite well on this song. I think it was probably the best song on the album, right? So, but you can learn from anything and everybody. And I encourage you to spend time with your colleagues. Right here, you all in the biggest cesspool of talent that you're probably going to be here for a while, unless you go to graduate school. But when you get to graduate school, you'll see people run off to their own little cabins in their own little place. Usually people, you know, you see Dr. Anderson, pull on him. I know he doesn't mind. This is why he's here. You know, pull on Dr. White, pull on Dr. Eva, pull on Dr. Burton, pull on Dr. Brooks. This is why they're here. Get everything you can. You paid for it. Get everything you can while you can, as long as you can. So when you go out and you be raising Broncos and you just take this word by storm. I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for allowing me to come. God bless you all. And I'm done.
Thank you.
Any questions or anything? Anybody want a question?